internet was conceived, commerce wasn't even a thought. In fact, consumers in the U.S. could not use the internet legally until 1991, when we passed a Telecommunications Act. I was surprised to hear, Steve Case reminded me of that when he gave a presentation about a year ago. And so the payments part of the commerce platform was never built into the internet from the beginning, from the get-go. No one thought commerce would take place and so what happened is commerce evolved with traditional credit cards, debit cards, and so forth. Now we are seeing the payments platform, the financial services infrastructure being built into the ecosystem. It's called DeFi, decentralized finance, thanks to blockchain technology. And we do believe, we're not a Bitcoin maximalist firm at all. I know that Yassine El-Mandra, who hails from Morocco, he came into the firm fresh from school, the University of Pennsylvania, and seemed a little bit maximalist to me. But we have gotten through that. And now we also have investments in Ether and ETH, which is the grayscale version of it, in certain of our portfolios that will allow it. And Ether, of course, or Ethereum is the platform upon which most of DeFi is taking place, as well as stable coins and NFTs. So we see Bitcoin as the first truly digital global currency, but it is more than that. It is the first global monetary system.
Sure. So, Bitcoin is much more volatile than, most of the asset classes we're used to trading. But keep in mind, it's only 12 years old. It's a very young asset class. Every year it's been declining in volatility. So, this bear market's down 55% from April and May. Previous bear markets averaged 83%. So although 55 is a very big number, it's less than we used to do. And I think 10 years from now, when blockchain is an asset class and every institutional investor has a large allocation to Bitcoin and other blockchains, that very broad ownership will allow it to be much less volatile than it has been today.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we have Cathie Wood says that Bitcoin is the first global monetary system. And we know that's not correct. But she also speaks of the power of Ethereum. And remember what the ex-CFTC head said, that Ethereum was the internet. Now we also have Dan from Pantera Capital speaking on Bitcoin's volatility. And just like he stated, Bitcoin normally gets an 80% correction as being around 50%. But I definitely see that 80% correction when we start moving into the fourth quarter, guys. Remember, the Fed is pumping cryptos and stocks. We're both going to take a hit, even though we know crypto is for the fourth industrial revolution. And Cathie Woods basically said it. She knows her portfolio is going to get 25 and 30% gains because she knows what the future looks like. That's why all of her investments are in the fourth industrial revolution. AI, she said it's going to be everywhere. And we know it, especially if you watch this channel. And then plus, guys, job numbers. We know these job reports are not correct, but we know they're going to talk it up because we know that we're going to start tapering. If it's not September, it's going to be in the fourth quarter. We know we're going to get this pullback. Why do we know? Because when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Never say when we've hit bottom. I mean, I can tell you that the valuations in our portfolios would suggest that over the next 5 years, again, if our research is correct, no promises. We believe that our portfolios will more than triple over the next 5 years. So that's more than a 25% compound annual rate of return over the next 5 years. Actually, it's approaching 30 after today. So, I'm looking at that with great confidence because these innovation platforms have hit escape velocity, and there is no turning back. There is no turning back because they are helping businesses and consumers, been saying for quite some time. One has to do with, it's a good deflation. It's caused by technologically enabled innovation. And we believe when you see DNA sequencing costs dropping 40% for every cumulative doubling in genome sequenced, or when you see AI training costs dropping 37 to 50% per year, these are massive deflationary forces that are going to hit every part of the economy. AI is going to be everywhere. So that's good deflation. Now, what's bad deflation? Bad deflation is going to hit those companies that are going to be disintermediated and disrupted by all of the innovation that we talk about all the time, based on DNA sequencing, robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technology. So companies who have leveraged up to satisfy short-term oriented shareholders who say, I want my profits now, I want my dividends now, so they buy back their shares, they haven't been investing enough in innovation. They are going to lose if they're not lucky. If they are unlucky, they will lose their businesses.
It was going to be the big determinant. Even the most dovish on the Fed, Governor Weller, has already argued that these kinds of job gains, 2 months of them in July and August, would be enough to justify the tapering talk for September announcement. And I think that's what we're going to be focused on.
Yes, well, with very few use cases, we can see it at $500,000. And we get there any of a number of ways. But one of the ways is institutional asset managers are.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.